Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time for OtakuGamingHD. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics, commentaries, reactions, pretty much anything between, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is for a film that I've seen before called Fractured from 2019. And even when I first saw this, I wasn't a fan of it. Still not. I think a 6.4, whatever IMDb, is way too high. It's directed by Brad Anderson. He did Session 9. He did The Machinist. It stars Sam Worthington. It's about a guy who, after an event, brings his daughter and wife to a hospital. One thing leads to another. The hospital says that they never came in, and Sam Worthington is on the search for his family. Now, it's not a long film. Brad Anderson is a capable director when it comes to lighting, mood, atmosphere, the way that the hospital is lit in a gloomy, atmospheric way. But I found this film very predictable. I remember there were reviews back when I first saw this going, oh, if you predicted this, you're full of crap. But I'm sitting there going, really? Yeah, I thought this was fairly predictable. And I'm going to spoil it, because I don't like the film, and there you go. From minute one, you know Sam Worthington's character is disturbed, because he's getting very easily riled up by his wife and daughter. He's ready to rip his damn steering wheel right out of his hands. And yes, it's the same Sam Worthington who was in Avatar. He was in Clash of the Titans. And then after Wrath of the Titans, he kind of disappeared to random roles like this. So you also know he's a selfish asshole, because his daughter needs these batteries. He goes to a gas station. Instead of buy them, he buys alcohol for his own selfish needs. So he's not a likable guy. And again, you can tell he's frazzled with the way he talks, the way he acts, just very hyped up and angry. And then it gets to a point where they're at a place and the daughter's outside and there's a wild dog. Now think about this. If a dog's 2 feet away from you and your daughter is 2 feet from the ledge, like the Linkin Park song, would you A, distracted by, hey, come over here, come at me, maybe open up the door, the car alarm, something else? No. He throws a rock at the dog. Smart. They like walked up to, come after me. Like, there's ways of a dog to make a dog come after you instead of your daughter. So one thing leads to another. He grabs the daughter, they both go off this ledge, and it cuts to black. Now, any type of filmmaker cuts to black like that, there's a reason why they're doing it. And the way to talk about this film is, because that's one of the big issues, is the way it ends, super spoilers, you find out a lot of it's in his head. Because he's in the hospital and he sees his wife, he sees his daughter, but then you have detectives and other people going, what are you talking about? They never came in here. And then they try to go in different directions, like, oh, it's about organ donor, black market scheme, or, oh, it's, what about your previous wife? She was in a car accident. Car accident, you're so fucked up, you thought you had a daughter wife? No. What hurt the film also is the director, is Brad Anderson. You have a guy who did Session 9, The Machinist. 2 films that, what's the big twist? A lot of it that you saw, you didn't really see. And you had an individual whose mind was fucked up. I mean, even the title is called Fractured. So you know it's going to be a lot about what's in his head. And Look how Session 9 ended. Oh, you found out that the main guy, Gordon, killed his wife and baby, and he's been imagining talking to him on the phone, doing this and that. Dark ending. The Machinist. You find out the reason Christian Bale, he has his guilt about what he did. Not really the best of endings. Even a film like Vanishing on 7th Street. Like, the guy doesn't really do happy endings, and so you know that's not. It's like M. Night Shyamalan. When a guy has done a type of film so many times, that makes it more predictable. Now, if you want to throw a curveball, fine, but directors like Brad Anderson sadly doesn't. On all the films I've seen, I mean, Vanishing on 7th Street, the only thing that would have made it even more a Brad Anderson film is if none of the creatures were real, and it was the guy actually killing people. He was imagining they were creatures, but it has the same type of ending. Well, not the same, but he's never going to go for the typical happy ending. So already your mindset is in that if you've seen this guy's other films. And again, Session 9 and Machinist will tell you that it's going to be something in his head. And also, going back to the beginning, when you have a guy that's that stressed out already, then when him and the daughter goes off the ledge, then it cuts to black. Why do you do that? Because so that you can go back later and go, well, this is what really happened. I mean, as soon as him and his daughter get out of the pit, there's like a balloon over here that says "Get Well." Just out of nowhere, this red balloon is above this pit that says "Get Well." Where did that balloon come from? Was it Pennywise? Pennywise came out and said, "Here's a balloon, kid. Fuck yourself." No, that balloon is going to be there because artistic, to tell the audience, hey, this is where things begin. For your when you rewatch the film, pick that clue up. See, get well. It's the same balloons you see when he goes to the hospital. Get well, as in, hey, mind, get well soon, because you are fucked. And you can tell from when the way the families talk to him, like the kid going, what the hell was the line he said? Or she said, I should say, because it was a daughter. What the hell was it? God, I forgot. It was a certain line of dialogue, a certain reading of the dialogue. I'm sitting there going, what? I love you, Daddy. You did good. Like, weird dialogue. The way it's handled. Because the dialogue is clearly trying to stress that this person was a hero and all that jazz. And maybe just, again, I've seen too many of these type of films. So maybe it impressed other people, but for me it did not. Sam Worthington's performance at the beginning, his accent was laid on very thick. Like, I don't know why you'd say that. But trying to be I don't know what accent he was going for. Also, that alcohol that he gets, you think that would be a story point later on, that he was some type of alcohol. Like, he gets like these 2 vials of alcohol. For some reason, I thought that would be coming back into play. Never did. And you find out what really happened was that when they went off the ledge, the daughter died. And the wife was pissed that he did what he did. And so, in a blinding rage, he killed the wife. But in his mind, they all got out. And he did go to the hospital. But he never did go there with the wife and kid. He imagined them there. So that's why he's talking to the doctors. The doctor's like, what the hell are you talking about? They never came in. And then, because his repressed guilt, Sam Worthington wants to see himself as a savior, a hero, redemption, whatever you want to put it. and so it's not a conspiracy. Because it was going to go either two ways. Either it's all in his head, or it's going to go like The Ambulance with Eric Roberts, where that was a film with him looking for this woman that's been taken, and that deals like Oregon, black market, all that jazz. Or it'd be like Flight Plan with Jodie Foster. I'm sitting there going, Brad Anderson is not the type of director that would go in that route based on his past history. If he did, that would actually be more surprising. Because it'd be a twist on his own past self. Where you think it's all his head because it's Brad Anderson and he went this way. I would actually give him more credit if it did go in the other direction. Because it'd be against the director's moniker. It'd be against the director's motif. But no, he went into his same motif. I'm like, dude, you did this in Session 9, The Machinist. You already did this gimmick already. So, to me, it just made it more predictable. He was seeing the things he wanted to see. And like I said, from minute one, you don't really like the guy. Because of the way he's treating his daughter and wife. Because of, I'm not going to get this thing for my daughter. He gets those alcohol. Like, you don't care about the guy. Even during the film, there's a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist clearly says, people will see what they want to see. You don't put that dialogue in. Oh, it's put in there, because then when the reveal happens, you hear that dialogue and narration. People will see what they want to see. Yeah, because that's the fucking story. And so, it's pretty much him bubbling around the hospital. Wait, we can't find your wife, we can't find your kid, they were never here. Sam Worthington starts seeing stuff. No, they're here. He creates a conspiracy in his own mind. That's his old Oregon black market scheme. He strangles a guard. There's doctors. Even the doctors going, listen, you don't know what you're doing. There's a little crappy looking explosion. They CG enhanced. He gets his wife and daughter out, but instead he's driving. I think the bodies of his wife and daughter in there. I think he's also kidnapped. He kidnapped someone, a patient. I can't remember if the patient was alive. See, I wanted this movie to end because I've seen the film before. I already knew, and watch it a second time is even worse. It's even fucking worse because I know what's going on. So I'm like, it's all bullshit. I'd just rather watch the original Jacob's Ladder or watch Angel Heart, which I get more out of compared to this. I mean, maybe if you're a big Sam Worthington fan, maybe. But it's just, I've seen multiple films like this, and even I did the director, Session 9 and The Machinist were done better. Like Session 9, at least you have the whole creepy atmosphere of that rundown, asbestos-filled asylum. And you think, is it supernatural? Is it not supernatural? You could go either direction. Was it a guy whose mind cracked? Or was it this demon that possessed him because I live in the weak? The Machinist, that's at least an interesting character study about a guy who's Christian Bale being so super thin and the ups and downs his character went through. Not really that's a character you could, despite what he did in the past, you could kind of sympathize. Not really here. Not really here, so I know I spoiled it, but that's really the big gimmick. Is the ending, the twist. And yeah, it has a high rating on IMDb. A lot of people liked it. I don't understand. Again, there's been multiple films that have done this before. I think there's been multiple films that did this better. Hell, films like this maybe we appreciate a film like Flight Plan more. Let alone a film like The Ambulance and other stuff. I'm sorry, this film did nothing for me. Didn't do jack squat for me.
Sad.
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at the ambulance Blu-ray right there. I did. Brad Anderson is not a bad director. Like I said, the way he sets his shots up. Yeah, again, the pacing doesn't overstay its welcome. Doesn't go for 2 hours. Like a lot of movies overdo it. Again, way scenes are lit. Again, it's like Secret Window. About 15 minutes into Secret Window, I guess the ending. And then that's what it was. And I'm not really... At Secret Window, Johnny Depp, I think, does a good job. And you know what? I'd probably rather watch Secret Window than this. Because at least Secret Window, Johnny Depp's performance is more interesting and fun compared to, Sam Worthington. And I'm not even a fan of Secret Window, but if you're asking me which I would rather watch, I'd probably rather watch Secret Window. I'm not even much a fan of that one. I mean, Sam Worthington, I would take him or leave him. Always thought of him as an actor I could take or leave. Don't care for him in Avatar. I could deal with him in Clash of the Titans. But I know they don't do Avatar 2, 3, 4, so maybe Sam will be able to get some more work after that. I'm sure Sam Worthington is fucking excited as a virgin on prom night. That, oh my god, I'm going to do another Avatar, thankfully I'm going to get some jobs again and get some money. Unless they kill his character off and then, be someone else for Avatar 3 to infinity. My neighbor's roosters even complaining about Avatar sequels. But yeah, Fractured, take it for you will. Or you know what? Just go play a game like this. Play a Silent Hill game. You get a lot more out of it than this. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.